party stipulates the presence of the jury.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You may be seated. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Always good to see you. We are still in the state's case in chief. See, who is your next witness going to be?
Your Honor, he's Malcolm Greenwich. I believe he's just cleared.
Okay. We'll bring Mr. Greenwich in as soon as he makes up the oath.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God. You may be seated. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
First name Malcolm, MALCOLM, GREENIDGE. It's my last name.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Greenwich. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Paul, you may proceed.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Greenwich.
Good morning.
Sir, is it fair to say that you were initially resistant to attending court?
That is fair.
And in fact, we had to get a compelling order to get you to come here. So yes.
Yes.
And so you're here because a court in California ordered you to come here.
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you about somebody by the name of Tupac Shakur. Did you know Mr. Shakur?
I did.
How did you know him?
He was a childhood friend, a family member, big brother, mentor. The list goes on and on.
Is it also fair to say that you guys work professionally together?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
I had a dream to be a rapper. Mr. Shakur saw something in me, and he agreed to, help me make that dream come true. So I was in a group called Outlaws.
And is it fair to say that the Outlaws produced a number of CDs with Mr. Shakur and outside of Mr. Shakur as well?
We did release an album with Mr. Shakur.
I'm going to direct your attention to the weekend of September 1996, specifically September 7th of 1996. Did you come out here to Las Vegas?
Yes, we did.
Why?
It was a Mike Tyson fight out here that we were supposed to attend, and then there was a party performance afterwards.
What vehicle did you come here in?
We came here in the Lexus. It was Kadada Jones' car.
And who was Kadada Jones to Tupac Shakur?
Tupac's fiance at the time.
Did Tupac drive in with you, or did he drive separately?
He did. He drove with us.
In the same vehicle?
Yes.
Where were you staying?
Where did we stay?
Yeah.
In Las Vegas?
Yeah.
We stayed at the Luxor.
And did any other members of your rap group, the Outlaws, come as well?
Absolutely, yes.
Who came?
Two more of my childhood friends, Raphael Fool and Kachari Coppers.
Did you end up going to the fight?
No.
Why?
Well, during that day, Tupac was gambling and enjoying Vegas. He made some money when we got back to the hotel. He said, we're going to go change. I'm going to call y'all when I'm ready. And we're going to go to the fight. And we never got that phone call.
So you ended up staying at the Luxor?
No.
What did you end up doing?
We ended up trying to meet up with Mr. Shakur. We knew where the fight was at, obviously. So when we didn't get the phone call, we just left to go get with him.
Now, there's a video, which I'm sure you're familiar with, of the incident between Mr. Shakur and other members of his group that were at the fight and somebody by the name of Orlando Anderson. Were you there during any of that?
No.
Did you at some point leave the MGM and go back to the Luxor?
Yes. We never really made it into the MGM. As we were approaching the MGM, Tupac and Suge was coming out.
So, and then did you leave with Tupac and Suge and everybody that was leaving the MGM?
Correct.
Now you had mentioned a concert, a performance that was supposed to happen later that night. Was that at Club 662?
Yes.
At some point, do you leave to go to Club 662?
We do.
What vehicle did you go to Club 662 in?
The same car I drove to Vegas in.
And that was that Lexus?
Correct.
Was Tupac in the car with you then?
No.
What car was Tupac in?
Tupac was riding the car with Suge Knight.
And who was Suge Knight to you? How did you know who Suge was?
He was the CEO of the label that Tupac Shakur was signed to.
And was that Death Row Records?
Correct.
Don't buy another charger until you see this. Are you sick of not being able to...
Mr. Shakur and Mr. Knight's car. Now, I'm going to take you to the shooting. While you're stopped at the lights on Flamingo and Koval, does something happen?
Yes.
Do you notice a vehicle pull up next to Mr. Shakur, Mr. Knight's vehicle?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you see?
We were at a light. Mr. Shakur and Suge Knight was talking to some young ladies. We couldn't hear what they was talking about. When those young ladies pulled off, another car pulled up and started shooting at Mr. Shakur and Mr. Knight.
And do you recall what kind of car that was?
It was a light-colored white Cadillac.
And do you recall, was it a 2-door or 4-door?
It was a 4-door.
And when you saw the shooting, did somebody get out of the car and start shooting, or were they shooting from inside the vehicle?
The shots came from inside the vehicle.
And was it from the front or back seat?
It was from the back seat.
And did you see the arm or the gun or anything like that?
The arm and the gun attached to that arm.
And were you able to make an assessment of whether the person whose arm was out was white, Asian, Hispanic, or African American?
From my vantage point, they appeared to be African American.
What's your reaction when you see the shots?
I'm horrified.
I'm sorry, I don't think I asked this question. Who was in the Lexus with you at that point?
Security, Frank Alexander, Raphael Fuller, and Katari Cox.
So, two of the fellow members of the Outlaws, and then a security guard named Frank Alexander. What did you guys do in the immediate aftermath of the shooting?
We started to get out of the car to go check on Tupac. And, yeah, that's what we did.
Do all of you make it to Mr. Shakur, Mr. Knight's car?
No.
Does anybody make it to Mr. Shakur, Mr. Knight's car? What happens?
Suge pulled off, made a U-turn.
Or do you guys follow them, or do you drive off someplace else?
No, we followed.
And that's why you guys have to make a U-turn to follow them? Does Mr. Knight's car stop ultimately at an intersection?
It does.
What happens? Are you following him to that intersection?
You are.
What happens when you stop at that intersection?
We get out of the car to go check on Tupac.
And are you able to make it to Tupac's vehicle? Why not?
When we approached the car, Mrs. Shakur said to me, get on the ground, they're going to shoot you. And when I turned around, there was a shotgun in my face.
And who was holding the shotgun?
Police officer.
So what do you do?
I got on the ground.
Were you able to observe any of the injuries to Mr. Shakur at that time?
I could not see the injuries to Mr. Shakur.
Were you able to see any of the injuries to Mr. Knight?
His head appeared to be bleeding.
And how is it that you were able to see Mr. Knight's injuries?
Because he was out of the car asking for help for Tupac.
So then you're at basically the wrong end of a shotgun from a police officer and on the ground. How long are you in that situation for?
It seemed like forever.
Are you able to observe the events that are going around you?
I can hear.
And what do you see? Does medical ultimately arrive to help Mr. Shakur, Mr. Knight? And are they transported away from the scene?
Correct.
And then at some point, are you asked by police officers to give a statement?
I am.
And do you give a statement?
I do.
And do you, it's fair to say, or is it fair to say, that you weren't able to see the faces of the people in the Cadillac?
That's correct.
And so you couldn't identify who was there, who was in the car?
Silhouettes.
I'm gonna, Your Honor, may I approach? I'm gonna show you what's been previously admitted as grand jury exhibit number 150. Do you recognize any of the folks in this picture?
I recognize two of them.
Okay, and there's a mouse there right next to you. Don't click on it, but if you can drag it to the people you recognize, that's who they are.
That's me. That's Katari Cox.
And Katari Cox was one of the other artists who was part of your group.
Correct.
One thing that's come up, you've obviously, in the 30 years of losing your friend and family member, Mr. Shakur, I'm sure you've been exposed to a lot of the rumors or innuendo associated with his passing. Is that fair to say?
I've heard it all.
Okay. One of the things is that Mr. Shakur was upset with the situation at death row. Have you heard that? And was Mr. Shakur somebody that you had spent a lot of time with professionally and personally?
Correct.
Was he somebody that would tell you what his plans were, whether or not he was upset with his car situation.
We shared a lot.
Did he share with you what his plans were, professional plans were, proceeding from the release of the Machiavelli album?
He wanted to get his label started, Machiavelli Records. He wanted to put out the Outlaws album that we was working on. It was supposed to be distributed by Death Row Records, and he was in talks with Quincy Jones to do some business with Quincy.
So Mr. Shakur's plan was to imprint his own record company, but have it distributed by Death Row Records.
That's what he told us.
Seal passages.
Cross-examination, Mr. Sick.
Mr. Greenwich, thank you for being here today. Just with regards to the last thing the state had asked you, the work that Mr. Shakur was going to do with Quincy Jones, did that involve Death Row Records?
No.
So it was work that he was going to do on his own, like maybe movies and a few other things with Quincy Jones?
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay, and that's only just for the record. Now, in terms of the Death Row label, do you know whatever happened with that label? The business itself?
I think it's still going to this day.
And in terms of the label, who's currently on it?
Do I know who's currently on it?
Yes, sir.
I do.
Yeah, at the time of when Tupac was killed, who was on the label at that particular point?
It was a lot of artists.
Well, give us the ones that you
Snoop Dogg, The Dog Pound, Lady of Rage, Tupac, MC Hammer.
So, for instance, with Snoop Dogg, did he at some point, is he still currently on the label as far as you know?
Is he currently on the label?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure what label Snoop Dogg is on.
Okay. And I'm sure MC Hammer hasn't made any albums lately, right?
That I cannot say yes or no to it either. I don't pay that much attention.
Now, so your testimony here today is that you drove into town with Tupac, Tupac's fiance, and somebody else in a Lexus. Is that a yes?
That's correct.
And that would have been, what day was that exactly? The day of the fight, the day before?
That was the day of the fight.
So, so you arrived into Las Vegas with the morning of Saturday? The fight's on Saturday?
Late afternoon.
Okay. And the intention was that you all, including Mr. Shakur, would be staying at the Luxor.
That's correct.
Now, you're not at the fight, and at some point, you're notified by somebody that you're going to get picked up by people to leave the Luxor. Is that how it worked? Okay, can you please explain that for me again, please?
We just left the hotel once we knew Mr. Shakur had left.
I see. And so you left the hotel and you left in the Lexus?
No.
Well,
How
how
on
did
foot.
You left on foot. Now, when you left on foot from the Luxor, was that after the fight?
I don't know if the fight was over or not. We don't know if the fight is over or not. We're just on our way
And where?
to Mr. Shakur
Okay, and where did you go to meet with Mr. Shakur?
at the MGM where the fight was.
Okay, and did you arrive at the MGM at some point?
Yes, we did.
Did you meet up with Mr. Shakur at the MGM?
Mr. Shakur and Mr. Knight were coming out as we were going in.
Okay. And when you say coming out, we're talking about coming out of the property itself.
Correct.
So, and when that happened, what did you do next?
We turned around and started going back the other way, back to the Luxor.
All right, so you all returned back to the Luxor.
Correct.
And was there a plan at that particular point to do anything?
Get dressed.
And what was the purpose of getting dressed?
Mr. Shakur had a performance to do that night.
I see. And do you know where the performance was?
It was at Club 62.
Okay. And do you know where the location of Club 62 is?
I do not.
All right. So everyone got dressed in their separate rooms. That's
Correct.
And then you came back down and you were picked up by somebody, or did you just drive your own vehicle?
We were in a Lexus. That was belonging to Dr. Jones. Tupac Shakur and Suge was in Suge's car.
All right. And you said there was a caravan of vehicles. I think the question was asked, do you know how many vehicles was in that caravan that came through the Luxor?
No.
All right. But in terms of where you were in relation to Suge's vehicle, how many vehicles back were you from Suge's vehicle?
We were directly behind him.
I see. And then when you leave the Luxor, where did you go next?
We went to go head to Club 662. That was what I was told where we were going.
Okay. So what did you eventually end up with Suge's residence? Suge's residence? Okay. So even though you said, okay, we're going to go to Club 62, ultimately, you actually went to Suge's residence first.
Correct.
All right. And do you know what the reason was for that?
No.
But, and fair to say, since you've been to his residence, it's a gated community?
I don't remember how we got in. I don't remember if it was gated or not.
Okay. And when, but you were there at Suge's residence, and at some point the caravan leaves Suge's residence and then starts heading towards 662.
Correct.
All right. Now, on the moment of the shooting, your testimony is you saw what you believe to be a white Was it a white Cadillac?
Correct.
Now, do you recall giving a statement to police officers that same morning or so that you thought it was either going to be a white or cream-colored Cadillac? You didn't know for sure?
I don't remember what my statement was 30 years ago.
So would a review of your statement help refresh your recollection as to what you told the detective that night?
If you have that available.
Just one moment.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need to wander the courtroom freely.
Sure.
I'm sure I'm going to show you this. You can just read it to yourself, just in that page right there. I'm just telling you you're done. Okay? Does that help your refresh your recollections what you told police officer that night?
Yeah, it's similar to what I just said earlier.
Yeah. And that is, you said it was a light colored, when the question was asked, what color was it? White, I would say light. I'm not even going to say white. I'm going to say a light colored Cadillac.
Correct.
But once again, it's something that obviously in that sort of scenario would come off as either white or light colored, right?
That night.
Yeah.
But I do want to point out here that even though everybody keeps saying that it's the white Cadillac and Keefe D is the only one, please remember this. Keefe D is the only remaining live suspect that was in that car that night. That is the only remaining person. So every time they say a black arm stuck out the window, now you have to ask about what was the police's involvement. Because if Keefe D, like David said in the comments, even if Keefe D, and I stated this before, even if Keefe D was not the shooter, he is in the car with the shooters and suspects, therefore making him guilty by association. Why was he never locked up? Something must be deeper to the reason why he was never locked up for Tupac's murder. He's the one giving all the interviews and all the evidence. Why wasn't he taken into custody then? These are the things that you have to remember. Also, you have to remember the trickery that they have with the bodysuits. It could be somebody white, but actually have on a black bodysuit. You have to keep this in mind.
In addition to that, when you observed the driving conduct of Suge in the BMW, he made a U-turn and went back onto Las Vegas Boulevard.
I don't know where he was going. That's where he ended up.
Okay. And so at some point you all stopped because he stops.
Right.
And you get out of your vehicle to render aid to Tupac.
No, it wasn't to render aid. It was to see how he was doing.
Okay. And so when you approach Tupac, at that point, he warns you and says, and I'm sorry, I just want to make sure we're down, get on the ground, they're going to shoot you. Is that a yes?
Correct.
And that would have been because right behind you were police officers with a shotgun.
Correct.
Now, you're kept at the scene for some time, and we see a picture of you sitting on the ground, right?
Correct.
Do you know how many other of the caravan vehicles were present at the time that you had stopped at the final location where Tupac was at?
I do not.
Was it the same amount as what you had in the beginning when everyone was going to Suge's residence?
I could not tell you.
I have no further questions, John.
Okay, and then redirect Mr. Below. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are there any questions for this witness? Please raise your hand if you have any. All right, seeing none, thank you so much. Oh, we do have one, sorry. Jump the gun on that. And the party's approved. I have a question from one of our jurors for you. Were shots ever fired from your crew toward the attackers?
Not that I know of.
Any follow-up based on that state?
What did you say?
Defense.
Just for clarification, sir, when you say crew, I'm going to ask you just in general, any of the vehicles in the caravan, do you know if any of those vehicles shot at the vehicle that...
At David Rojas, I don't believe this is in New Jersey. I actually believe this is in Arizona or in Las Vegas. This is in Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada, or in Arizona. This is not in New Jersey.
Was the light colored or white color though? Thank you. No further questions.
Okay, now you're free to go. Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Greenwich. Alright. Steve, who's your next witness?
Judge Scott.
I will pause it right here. Well, David Rojas, he was caught because he was doing extensive interviews with Vlad, anybody that would listen. He was saying some of the most dumbest, profound things you can say in an interview. AR Ab wasn't even saying stupid shit like he was saying. I still got the gun that killed Tupac. I know everybody that was involved. Diddy owes me $1 million. Show some love, brother. He kept implicating people into his situation, whether he was involved or not. At his age and in the times that he was around, he knew better to give those interviews. Whether he was down on his luck and needed a quick buck, the same thing make you laugh is the same thing make you cry. You were caught on the phone talking bad about Tupac, saying he was breakdancing. You said in the interview, Tupac was breakdancing trying to get to the back seat. The same thing make you laugh is the same thing make you cry. I don't believe he's the murderer. But since he wanted to not involve himself or not involve the real people now that he doing this, you gotta go down for it. You want people to believe that you involved in something, you gonna pay for it. What did Quando Rondo say? And I always say this, Quando Rondo said, don't paint that picture of yourself. Because when you paint that picture of yourself, they gonna get that same picture and hold it up in court. And how you gonna tell them that ain't me? You painted that picture. You gave those interviews. You said those words. Now deal with it. I don't necessarily believe he wanted to get caught. I believe it was more so because he needed money. You know, people need money and they don't think now. You know, we live in a time of clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I was there. I know the niggas that did it. I got the gun. I got the car. I got, you know, this, and that. You know, he doing bad. He want to be famous. Even niggas, clout chasing has no age limit to it. This nigga is 70 years old and he's still running around clout chasing. That's a sickness, bro, that we live in today. Over 30 years later, he wants to be famous. That's a sickness. And this is what plagues not just our community, but the world right now. How many people out here just want to be famous? They don't want to be rich. They want to be famous. They want to be seen. You get in your 15 minutes now. You get in your 15 minutes. It's fucked up we don't have two powerful rappers. Yeah, you know, I honestly think that he knows what actually happened or has a roundabout clue of what happened. And he thought the police was going to always protect him. How does Tupac's killers get away knowing the color of the vehicle and able to drive all the way back to Compton? that doesn't happen. He wanted to get rich. He wanted the money. He needed the money. He wanted to be seen. And like I say, the same thing make you laugh is the same thing make you cry. And remember I say, people always expose themselves when they trying not to expose themselves. You know something, Mr. Keefe D. Now, whether you gonna be the fall guy or cough it up is another question. That's the difference. Even if he said he needed, and this is what people don't understand, sacrifice in Hollywood. People will do interviews like this, and then it'll be a backroom meeting, and they'll tell you like, look, bro, you gotta do all of this and get convicted, and once you get convicted, we'll take care of all your family problems. Look at the nigga with Charlie Kirk killing. We know that nigga didn't kill him, but he's sitting in jail behind it saying he did it. Somebody somewhere is getting taken care of. We just ain't connected it yet. That's what it is. And nigga, if you got medical problems, go on and die, nigga. You ain't never gonna live for forever. And this is the fucked up mentality. Nigga, you think that you gonna cheat God, nigga? You think that you could cheat God and say, I'ma live as long as my health is right. No, nigga, your health could be A1 status, nigga, and you in prison. What does it all mean? What does it mean that you gain the world but lose your soul? Lose your soul but gain the world. You can't have the world with no soul, and you can't have no soul without no world. You wouldn't know nothing if you didn't have no soul. But motherfuckers want to push a narrative of success, not even success, of famousness, into the eyes of people. And when you force shit, it don't never go correct.
It is on this where the testimony you're about to give in this section shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God. You may be seated.
It's like, I don't mean to keep stopping it, but Young Hog 77, I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Harmony Bones, David Rojas, I appreciate everybody for tapping in today, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another fucking friend. Them buttons ain't got no teeth, so go ahead and reach. Support the channel, support your boy, and above all, man, support the movement. Yeah, when you go down that rabbit hole, it get deep, man, because it's like, how did the CEO of what's this shit we got on our phone right now, Cash App, why did he get stabbed 2 days before the government comes out with their own very Cash App thing? And now Cash App is having all these problems, taking people's money, telling them that they're involved in illicit transactions. Like, how did all of this start happening? Why did all of this start happening after this man was killed? Because they're trying to force you to stop using Cash App and use the government system. It's clear as day what's going on. It's just motherfuckers don't like to put the two and two together, because when you go down that rabbit hole, like Rojas says, it gets dangerous. He destroyed a family, man. He just didn't destroy Tupac's family or whatever. He destroyed his family, man. You know, I know people in this dude's family personally. And I tell the dude how I feel. It's my nigga and all that. But I tell him how I feel about this dude personally. He destroyed his own family for clout chasing and received nothing for it. And that's the thing, Harmony Bones, when you get to having, when you know people are watching you, and you a gang member, you know you in the streets, you know you may be involved or connected to a 30-year-old murder. Why in the fuck do you keep talking? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. We just seen his other buddy yesterday when I did the viral moments and current topics. The nigga was working with the police in the 2000s. So a nigga can't say you ain't involved with some scheming ass shit because people around you been involved with working with the DEA, working with motherfucking Diddy. You have already ran your mouth and exposed the whole narrative. But what you haven't said yet is how Tupac actually got killed. Cause that bullshit Cadillac story that you keep changing up and all that shit, we know it don't make no sense. I think a lot of that happened with Tupac also because of the situation. Hold on, let me see something. I think, you know, it is what actually happened. See, when you get into Tupac's life, you got to get into Mutulu Shakur, who was his stepfather. You feel me? Or considered godfather. He asked him, "What does this thug mean?" And he had Tupac rebrand thug. He asked him, why you always saying nigga? Tupac rebranded nigga to never ignore getting goals accomplished. So I don't even really think it was Suge Knight. I just think that they brought it to Suge Knight, and Suge Knight knew he was gonna get paid off of it, so he was cool with it. I don't think Suge actually orchestrated the idea. I think it was brought to him. Hey, Suge, man, now this nigga Tupac trying to leave, you start his own shit, woo. But they were the ones that was in fear, because if Tupac switched the game up, niggas was gonna follow him because he was already being, you know what I'm saying, like street, but also, you know what I'm saying, making you love to be black, bringing back that black R&B. And nigga, look, we know what we know that now about this, you know, those that hold the Jews and rap and how they, you know, strike these deals, that they were in trouble. Bigger, because if they were exposed and everybody stopped going to these record labels, then who loses money? Who loses more money in this situation, Suge Knight or the rap industry? So when it comes to that type of shit, you just gotta ask yourself, man. You feel me? Pac was respected. Check out that interview he did with Monster Cody. Yeah, I mean, you know, because, man, people look, you know, when you actually stand for something, niggas respect it. Like, for real. People actually respect it, bro. And when it's positive, they got questions they might want to ask. Even people that's still in the game fully, they want to get around you because they might want to see how they can change.
May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Jeffrey Scott, JEFFREYSCOTT.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Mr. Document, whenever you're ready, you may proceed.
Sir, how are you employed?
I'm a senior crime scene analyst with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
What does that mean you do for a living?
I respond to crime scenes and I document them using notes and photography, recover and impound evidence, and write reports based on the notes and the photographs.
Direct your attention to July 17th of 2023. Did you respond to an address at 2204 Maple Shade Street in Henderson, Nevada?
Yes, I did.
And what was the purpose of you responding there?
I was responding there to document a search warrant.
What shift were you working?
Swing shift.
And so, were you the only CSA that worked that scene that night?
I was
Mob James and them was from Pop. These niggas was around. They knew the players involved. And another nigga that was running his mouth all the time. Mob James and Keefe D was doing the same thing. The only difference is Mob James ain't went down for nothing because he wasn't around nothing. But Keefe D ran his mouth, which led to his demise. Yeah, you know, Pretty Lola, he talked about it, but he participated in it. That's how he ended up dying. You know, actually, when you say that, you saying as if he died because he jumped somebody at the MGM. I don't believe Pac was killed because of that. I believe Tupac Shakur was assassinated. I believe Tupac was assassinated. And the police have informants and have assassins around that work and wait to bounce off of any viable information that they can get. And that's what they did, nigga. How come ain't no pictures if this is a Cadillac that these niggas was in and drove to motherfucking Las Vegas in? How come we ain't seen no pictures of these niggas around this Cadillac prior to? How come we ain't seen none of these pictures of this Cadillac prior to that night, that unfaithful night in Vegas? I mean, these niggas was drug dealers. I mean, I know drug dealers. Niggas taking pictures of their car, sitting on their car back then, and you know, this the 90s. It's what niggas do. But there's no pictures of this Cadillac with these niggas, or these niggas with this Cadillac painted, but yet has the same license plate number. Show me the fucking proof. Show me the proof. Tupac was killed because of his doctrine, because of his belief. Tupac wasn't killed because nigga some gang violence, nigga. Nah. But to each his own. We all, and that's the reason that I formulated this podcast. I got 5 Let's Talk, man. You know, everybody is entitled to have their opinion, bro. But do I believe that narrative? Nah, not really. Young Hog, I don't believe that they killed Tupac. I don't believe, nigga, you know, them niggas, the Southside Crips killed Tupac. I think what actually happened, if anything, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. They were sent to kill Tupac. Even if they killed Tupac, I believe that reason for them niggas to be in Vegas, it wasn't by coinky dinky. Somebody paid for niggas to be there as the rivals, not nigga to be no show, not to go see. Yeah, that was the cover. But I actually believe that it was nefarious actions being involved. Now, was it, look, we got it. We got the Vegas Strip. You ain't got to worry about the police. We got everything covered. Soon as they leave here, y'all get up on them. Because again, I'm going to ask you, how in the fuck did that fucking Cadillac that everybody knew, that everybody reported, we just saw Idi Amin said he saw the hand come out the back of the Cadillac. You feel me? They never chased it, nothing, but they knew the Cadillac. They told the police why the police didn't put out an APB for that Cadillac. Explain that to me.
Only went there when I arrived, but then I was relieved later on by members of the Grave Shift.
You've since looked at, have you since looked at all the photographs that were taken that night?
Yes, I have.
And some of them are yours and some of them are theirs, correct?
Yes.
We're going to approach.
You can also wander the courtroom freely, Mr. Gentleman.
First set I'm going to show you is states proposed 193 through 107. Just flip through those and see if you can determine, are any of those your photographs, or at least do they fairly accurately depict the location of the search warrant.
Mr. Jacko, can you clarify for us which numbers you're introducing?
Your talent, your style.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't realize
That part was very confusing.
Most of these are clearly not mine. Photographs that I took, but a couple of them might be. It's hard to tell.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Is that what the front of the residence looked like?
Yes.
And so it accurately reflects what the front of the residence looked like?
Yes.
Move to admit 93, Judge.
Any objection, Mr. Sam?
No, no.
That'll be admitted.
And then the only really other question that I have for you as that relates to 95, do you know if that's yours or the CSA that followed after you?
That's hard to tell.
Okay.
I probably took a similar photograph.
Same as 94.
That one I'm pretty.
And Charlie Kirk was a manipulated, lying POS. Got his head blown off.
Sure, it's not mine.
So I'm just going to move to admit 93 and 95. Well, 93 is in. Move 95 in.
Any objection to 95?
No, Your Honor, and just for the record, I won't object to the admission of the photographs that were.
No, the gun was never found. And yes, it was well known that Orlando, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it. Yes, it was well known, even in Compton, that he was, air quote, the guy that did it. But he was never picked up. You know? They didn't never go back to traffic lights. They didn't never go back to highway lights. You feel me? They didn't do really no investigation. You have Keefe D doing interviews saying all this disparaging shit, right? I'm pretty sure he was telling people on the streets the same shit. I'm pretty sure.
So then the others will be admitted via stipulation. So that would be 94 and then 96.
And also, Young Hog, remember, I think he was on the interview with Vlad. He said he still had the gun. You know, these are the things that put him behind bars. He know where the car at. You know what I'm saying? He still got the gun. These are the things that made him go to jail. And then when they raided his house, where is the weapons of mass destruction? There are none.
6 through 107?
That's correct.
Okay, those will be admitted via stipulation.
Thank you.
No problem, thank you.
Now, within that garage, showing you 155, there was a Dodge Caravan, Dodge Charger.
Challenger.
Yes. And does that accurately reflect that Dodge Challenger?
Yes.
Showing you 156, does that accurately reflect an item of evidence that you collected out of that?
Yes, it does.
And 157 through 159, take a look at those. Is that the 3 sheets of paper that you collected out of that?
Yes, they are.
Okay. I'll move to admit, I know he doesn't object, but 155 through 159.
Any objection to those?
No objection.
Okay, those will be admitted.
I'm going to go through the photographs with someone else, but you did collect a single piece of evidence before you were released, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
I'm showing you what's been previously marked as State's Proposed Exhibit number 138. Take a look at that.
Yes, this is the package in which I impounded those pieces of paper.
And then we've had some discussions with packaging, so I'm not going to go through all that, but that's your seal on the back.
Yes, it is.
And with the exception of the slice that the defense, the clerk, and I put in this, it's in substantially the same or similar condition as when you impounded it.
there's an additional.
To Levy Moss, I really don't see no analogy, but you know, hey, to each his own. Hey, young hog, you never know. You never know. You never know, cause I'm telling you, you gotta understand, man. Like I did on the viral moments and current topics the other night. I said, and I played the clip of Corrupt and Daz and them saying that Snoop Dogg told them not to go to Vegas because they didn't want to be innocent bystanders to get shot. That was questionable. Why would you say that? Then Warren G had one of the Death Row walkie-talkies in his living room, and they was all over there listening to the walkie-talkies. Why would you be listening to the walkie-talkies if nothing is gonna happen? The fight is going on. Y'all in y'all city and y'all over Warren G house listening to a walkie-talkie? Crazy. Crazy. Remember, Snoop Dogg wasn't feeling Tupac at this time. Tupac wasn't feeling Snoop Dogg at this time. And remember, when Snoop Dogg was down during this murder trial, Tupac helped promote that nigga to get out of that shit. So somebody had a vendetta against that nigga Tupac for helping for helping Snoop. We all know Snoop ain't the hardest motherfucking sword in the kitchen. Weakest link. Tupac dies. Out of everybody there, this nigga shoots in the stardom with them bubblegum ass raps. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100, nigga. Yeah, that's Uncle Snoop, but nigga, come on now, nigga. That nigga music ain't being passed around like that, nigga. His shit ain't hitting the scene. It's crazy, bro, that we try to forget what actually transpires, bro. You feel me? But then it comes back up. That's why I say, man, people gotta understand who these motherfuckers are, bro. They slime balls.
But I think, yeah, it looks like somebody maybe cut the top and then resealed it.
And I can tell you that was on 4/23/26. Does that look accurate to you?
Yes.
If you open this, you'd expect to find those three pieces of paper you photographed, right?
I would.
Showing you what's marked as 138A. Are those three pieces of paper?
Yes.
Move to admit one.
Snoop had to sell out. I mean, look at his cartoon now. It has homosexual behavior in it. Why would you be doing that? Why would you be alive? Like, nigga, come on now. This what you on now? Man, come on, man. We don't support that.
38 and 138A.
No objection.
Thank you.
Hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Pharaoh the guy, always on the job. I got 5 Let's Talk. And as always, it's real talk, raw talk. And you know, it's that time again to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another motherfucking friend. Share, like, and subscribe. Don't hide. Them buttons ain't got no teeth, so go ahead and reach. Support the channel. Support your boy. And above all, man, support the movement. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. You know, Only, Young Hog, 315 Majestic, Rojas 137 Hard Man, Lou Moore. Shout out to everybody, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button also, though, man. I appreciate the indulgence. You feel me? They really been shadow banning, but for some reason, they letting me get it off today, man. So I appreciate everybody falling through, indulging. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. I couldn't pop if y'all wasn't here, so much appreciated. It's not about Snoop changing his life. It's about, you know what I'm saying, your involvement. Why didn't you go, if Snoop was your boy, I mean, if Pac was your boy and y'all was just having a little situation, why, this was a death row thing. Nigga, this was death row going to Mike Tyson fight. Why you ain't going to the fight? Why you sitting around Warren G's, you know, who is stepbrother to Dr. Dre, who was talking bad about, who Tupac was talking bad about, saying he was a homosexual. It's kind of crazy. Everybody that Tupac said something about just left him to hang in Vegas. That's how you know that niggas wasn't no real homies. Niggas was around for the fame and the claim. Niggas didn't love that nigga Tupac, nigga. They was jealous because that nigga was so smart, so knowledgeable, could rap so good. You know, the ladies loved him. Had deals before he was famous. Nigga could really actually act, write movies, poetry. I mean, this is a nigga that could do any and everything. And here comes a nigga from New York, nigga to LA, and he more of a real gang member than I am. I'm from Long Beach Crip. But nigga, you ain't never was on the map before you got on the map. Let's be real, Snoop Dogg. I understand that hurt. To have a nigga from that y'all push out, oh, he from New York, he a wannabe, he did. Check Snoop, all his interviews, badmouthing Tupac. Nigga was a fake thug and, you know, all this and all that. I know it hurt to see this nigga get bailed out and come to your record label, nigga, and nigga, what? But you wouldn't be half as big if it wasn't for Tupac, nigga. Let's be real, the murder trial, America's Most Wanted. Nigga, Tupac was the only nigga wearing suits and shit like that. Nigga, like, you feel me? As nigga, I'm going to court. Nigga, I need to, you feel me? Niggas was going to court. Niggas in hoodies and shit. Nigga, I understand. Young Hall, good looking out, man. Salute to you for tapping in, man. I appreciate it again, man, for everybody, man. But if you know, to finish with Only June, man, you know what I'm saying? If you got involvement, you still going to jail. You feel me? You still going to jail. Hey, I appreciate it. On Love, June. You feel me? I definitely appreciate it, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend. Sub, like, and subscribe, man. Don't hide. Man, this is a channel, man, you know. I got my channel banned, taken, you feel me, man, at least 20 times, bro. My channel been up for years, man, you know what I'm saying? Is you know, I just be getting shadow banned because, you know, I don't really spare nobody, bro. I keep it all the way 100. You could go on my YouTube channel and see, you know what I'm saying, was Tupac questionably homosexual? You feel me? I got shit on there like that. I just question a whole lot of shit though, bro. But, you know, I don't spare nobody, you know, because a lot of these people that, you know, that we tend to look up to, you know what I'm saying, is people that tend to be the bad guy. Unlike Tupac though. And I show this in everything that I say about it. People want this nigga to be homosexual so bad. Why? Y'all want this nigga to be a buster so bad. Why? Y'all want him to be a phony so bad. Why? And I think that that's really, a big thing in Tupac's history. Why do these people want Tupac to be these negative outcomes so fucking bad? Like, it's a reason why they want him to come out. Good looking out, man. Ain't nobody gonna stop this, man. The trolls, man. Like I said, man, I've been doing this for years. I done had all the trolls. I understand you can't win against the comments. You feel me? I understand I can't win against the keyboards. I understand I can't win against the metaverse. I don't really get involved with it. I'm here for the information for people to have a different way. Conversation rules the nation. Compromisation brings about solution. I'm tired of seeing our people look at other people for answers and shit when they right in front of us, nigga, and they get the same problems and the same opportunities, but nigga, we feel that we gotta clout chase or we gotta do this. You feel me? This is the outcome of a nigga keeping it real. Oh, I'm gonna get on these interviews and I'm gonna keep it real. You feel me? This is when keeping it real goes wrong. On honest. No lie.
Show just those last set of pictures, the Dodge Charger.
Tupac said that himself, young hog, you feel me? Tupac said that Quincy, he got tired of going to certain parties. And this is the thing, bro. Like, I think that, people did get at Tupac. You know what I'm saying? It's possible that, he could have been involved in certain things. You feel me? He always said that he was going to parties and they kept asking him for sex and he got tired of it. That only brings about one or two things. Either you never did nothing, so you became like the hot commodity, or you did something but you didn't like it, therefore you was still sought after. Then they got him in the little tighty whities to get, and they said that it's on the internet that even when Tupac, when they had the picture of him in the tub with all the gold around him, the gay dude telling the story, they said all of us couldn't wait for him to get out the tab. Why is y'all this is the shit that they do in Hollywood. Okay, he not gay, but we need him to be in this type of position so we can have that memory. It's disgusting and despicable. And I think that that's probably a thing that he probably got, I want to say accustomed to, but exposed to. And maybe or didn't indulge and was just like, fuck it, I'm blowing the spot on the whole thing. You feel me? I'm just here to keep it 100, bro. Gino, man, hold your horses, man. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. Me and my comments is talking right now. Yes, that's Kidada Jones. That's the same girl that him, Idi Amin, and her drove to Las Vegas in her car. Stay tuned though, man. Shout out, man, to all those indulging, man. You know what I'm saying? If you can't sit back and relax, man, find another channel. Move around, man. You feel me? Because I'm indulging right now. If you don't like that, man, you know what I'm saying? Be quiet. Go on, get on, speed on. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. Just check out my channel, man. I got a lot of shit on there. I did a whole drop on the Big Meech Report. That's one of the things I really tell y'all to go watch. The Big Meech Report. Mad, deep, intelligent, deep investigative on that shit, showing that the nigga's a big rack. The Diddy Report. You know what I'm saying? You got the War Report. You got a lot of things on my page, man, from political to everyday gangbanging, man, a wide range of things. So, I think my page is, very open. And, you know what I'm saying? I think it's for everybody. So, I'm going to do what Gino say, press play.
Alright, so let's start with 155. Tell me what we're looking at here.
That's a
Photograph from the right rear section of the Dodge Challenger.
Challenger, sorry, I keep calling it a Charger. That's Challenger. And that's parked in the garage area of the residence on Maple Shade.
Yes, it is.
156. That's the location of those 3 pieces of paper you collected.
Yes.
And then 157. And I'll zoom in here. Is that the front page?
Yes, it is.
Without going too much into it, this appears to be a description of an. If you were in a car accident recently. Oops. Well, generally speaking, page 2 is a ledger that has costs and those type of things.
Yes, page 2 and 3 were it's like a budget for the series.
And that's going to lead me just to 159. Appears the total budget was slightly under $1 million.
That's correct.
Thank you, Judge. I have no more questions. I pass the witness.
All right, cross-examination by...
Could that be the check? Could it be? They said this was evidence that was removed. He found some evidence that somehow, some way got opened up, and you know, we hear about this $1 million check. Could Diddy be involved? And this is the thing though too, we gotta also remember though, man. You know, these people just didn't get away. Even if Diddy paid the $1 million for these dudes to do it. Don't forget about Rafael Perez and all of them, you know what I'm saying, evil cops during the Rampart investigation that was working. You know, these dudes just didn't get away off $1 million. They got $1 million to do it. You don't just do a hit on the Las Vegas Strip and get away with it. You gotta think, nigga, this is Tupac. Why is all these people getting killed within the last 2 days of their life? They've been under, the last 48 hours of their life, they were under FBI, CIA, and FBI surveillance. How did King die? How did Malcolm X die? How did motherfucking Tupac die? How did motherfucking Biggie die? These is motherfuckers that were under surveillance. That were under surveillance by the government. But yet all their people got away. Wow. And if you believe the people that got locked up for killing Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, or the people that did it, I got a beach, 9 Mile Beach in Montana I want to sell you, bro. Black sand. It's private. Suge, I think that they gonna, I think Suge is gonna be one of these people that's being somewhat forced to testify. But Suge's already in jail for a long time, so him refusing and being faced with jail because not taking a stand is not gonna do nothing to him. These are people that's taking the stand because they don't want to go to jail. These subpoenas that they got, they didn't want to adhere to them. But then they said, you know what? If you don't come, you're going to jail. And they said, fuck it, I'm coming and I'm telling.
Yes, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you. Sir, just real quick, let's outside. What does that mean?
Have episodic. To me, it means occurring occasionally or regularly.
And that's what you saw in that first piece of paper, right?
Yes.
And your testimony here today really is that you located that piece of paper and you captured it as part of your experience and training as a crime scene analyst.
The detectives executing the search warrant located it and then had me come photograph it, and then I impounded it.
Okay, and just for the jury so they understand what your role is typically in a search warrant is that you're summoned to the scene to conduct your, an investigation or at least a search of an area based upon what the detective or primary officer tells you is the intent of the search, but you also do your own search as well. Fair?
It depends on the type of call, on how much direction that I'll be given, or I'll be doing it myself.
And with regard to this particular situation and this specific search, you were apprised prior to the search warrant being executed that this was going to happen on this particular day.
Yes.
And so the meeting that typically takes place where you arrive on a scene where a crime had just been committed, where everyone sort of gathers around, they have a conversation of what they're trying to look for. That meeting took place before the knock on the door and the execution of the search warrant.
Yes.
Now, in this regard, you understood that what you were going to do was walk in to look for certain things of evidentiary value, right?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury what things you were looking for of evidentiary value?
I didn't have a list of items that we were looking for. I just knew that I was there to document whatever was recovered.
And the document that we just
Do you actually think Suge is gonna testify to get his time reduced? If certain things, Suge has already said certain things that can make him be in position to be forced to testify. I think, and this is why I said the other night in the viral moments and current topics on this subject, bro, that all these niggas is not Tupac's friends. They never was. Because if you really knew that, if you really held this information for all these years and you never said nothing, like, y'all niggas is foul. Like, y'all niggas is foul. Like, for real, for real. And if the beef that you with along with Tupac created is what got him killed, y'all should have been relinquished everything over to that nigga parents, to his mother, to his foundation. But I think that they was hit with a proposition by some of them people, bro. I really do. Shout out to Robert Melendez being up in this bitch.
that was something that you did not locate one of the detectives did in this case.
That's correct.
Now, do you recall who the primary detective was that was responsible for that search warrant?
Detective Mogg.
Cliff Mark. Yes. Were there any other detectives on scene besides Cliff Mark?
There were several, but I don't remember their names.
Right. Now, with regards to what you do as a crime scene analyst, fair to say that you are operating under a search warrant.
Yes.
And a search warrant is a document that allows for law enforcement to go into someone's residence to look around.
That's correct.
And in this particular regard, though, as a crime scene analyst, you're not the one who actually applies for a search warrant, right?
I did not.
That would be something that would go through, in this case, the primary detective for this particular search.
Yes.
That would have been Detective Long.
Yes.
Now, in regards to what you were doing in this case, you searched what parts of the house, if you can recall?
Man, a lot of these niggas is from areas that's no telling. That shit don't mean nothing, bro. Look at Big Meats. Go watch the Big Meats report. That nigga orchestrated one of the best tellings in the world. But also I want y'all to know that this investigation, this officer is from the search warrant that transpired at Keefe D's house. He said that he didn't know what he was looking for. He just knew that it felt like he should have took a picture of that. And like I said, could that be, we always heard about this $1 million check and all this and all that. But we also know that Keefe D said he never even got it. So what would that $1 million breakdown be doing in the back of that nigga car on the floor? That begins to sound suspect to me. You mean to tell me you found this $1 million breakdown of gas and all of this, the humidity, food, and all this bullshit. And this nigga back seat on the floor. And you didn't know what you guys were looking for. You just felt like you should take a picture of this and document it. But now that same piece of evidence that you didn't know what it was is being questioned in court. Sounds like somebody could have been putting some shit there. I'm just saying.
I photographed the entire house. I did not search. Again, I was there to document what the detectives found in their search.
Okay, and in your training and experience, do you have a now, sir, your work on this case, when you say you photographed the house, that was prior to the search of each particular room and area, right?
It was after the officers had cleared the residence, and then I came in and I took all my photographs, and then the detectives executed the search warrant and they searched, and then I did follow the photographs based on what they found.
You did follow photographs.
Yes.
Now, and once again, for the jury, since we weren't there, the photographs you take at the beginning is each room that you find it.
Yes.
And then the photographs that are taken after the search is each room and you find it as well.
I didn't photograph the entire house again. I photographed the items that the detectives located, wanted me to photograph, and then some items I impounded and some items I did not.
Gotcha. And in terms
Now, mind you, detectives is people that have well-endowed knowledge of the case. And they know what will be used as evidence or not against in this case. They have a thorough knowledge of what can be used as evidence and not. That's why they're detectives. So the detective says, hey, camera boy, come here. I found this in the back seat. And I even said it back then. I said if they came with the gun saying it was the murder weapon that killed Tupac, I believe that they knew that nigga was taking a walk and planted it in his house and he came and got him. But here it is, when they not trying to expose themselves, they do what, y'all? They expose themselves. Who in the fuck leaves a paper like that just laying on their back seat on the floor? Nigga, you might as well just have the same check. Who has that $1 million fucking breakdown, that voicemail? I mean, that whatever you call that shit. Man, what's the name of that shit, man? But that shit is just crazy. Smell of suspicion to me.
of your photography, was there another crime scene analyst that arrived on scene that took additional pictures outside the ones that you did?
Yes.
You know who that was?
There were three members from
Good looking out.
Graveyard. There was King.
Good looking out, yeah, invoice. Who the fuck has an invoice just laying around worth $1 million, that got $1 million in their back seat? They don't got no other invoices, but they just got this one. This one invoice. Let me get the fuck out of here, man.
Alabama, and she was thin at the time, but she's less now.
Okay. And those are the
3 reasons why you need this car lift.
Photographs of the contents of bins.
Let me just show you here, Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
No, just for the record, it's rated in the as evidence in the state exhibit number 100. It just published that for the jury.
Okay.
I'm sorry, let's start with 99 first. So this is state's exhibit number 99. Do you recall taking this particular photograph?
No.
Okay, that would have been another crime scene analysis, probably. All right. And then I'm not sure the next one. I'm assuming it's the same thing. Outside of the photographs that you mentioned here, what else did you do in the course and scope of your duties as a crime scene analyst on this particular night?
That was it. I photographed the scene. I took notes. I recovered the one item, which was the 3 pieces of paper, and that was it.
Right. Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Any redirect, Mr. DiGiacomo?
Not from the state.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? Okay. I can. What piece of evidence were you expecting to find in a location that was different from 30 years ago? Why would you expect it to be intact 30 years later?
Not sure I fully understand the question. I wasn't expecting to find anything. I was just there to respond and document and photograph what the detectives were interested in.
Okay.
And I don't really understand the second part of the question.
But if you remember, the nigga said he didn't know what they were interested in, and the nigga just took the picture of it because he just thought it was something to take a picture of. Lying motherfucker.
Mr. DiGiacomo, any follow-up?
No.
Mr. Sample, any follow-up?
No.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sass. You are free to go. State, who's your next witness?
Stevie Fellow.
See over here.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this section shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. You may be seated. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
First name is Stevie, S-T-E-A-V-I-E. Last name is Felabom, F-E-L-A-B-O-M.
Ma'am, how are you employed?
As a senior crime scene analyst for Love and PD.
We just heard from Jeff Scott. You have similar qualifications and backgrounds as Mr. Scott.
Yes, sir.
Were you the relief crime scene analyst that responded to 2204 Maple Shade Street in Henderson?
Yes, sir.
And did you document with your own photographs, but also reviewed all of the photographs taken at that crime scene prior to your testimony here today?
Yes.
I'm going to go through some of those photographs here and start with 93. What are we looking at? Who? Jessica. So, not that you'll need it for this one, but that mouse up there can allow you to point. You just don't click it, okay? What is this?
That's going to be the exterior for residence.
We should go, I'll do 95 first. 95. What does this appear to be?
The northeast master bedroom.
94 is a shot from the opposite direction.
Yes.
Sitting on top of that case over here, there appears to be a container for a bottle of Dom Perignon.
Yes.
96. What are we looking at?
That's going to be the dresser on the opposite side of the same bedroom.
And at the bottom here,
There were several books pulled out when I arrived.
one of them is Compton Street Legend, one of them is Murder Rap, the last one is The Confused Mind of a Drug Dealer.
Look how them books are supposed to be just like they walked in the room and said, hey, you feel me, take a picture of this room. Look how them fucking, man, look how them, I know you see that. Them motherfuckers is propped up.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
2007. Was there a Vibe magazine?
Yes.
Did you wind up collecting the Compton Street Legend and the Vibe magazine?
Yes.
Now in the garage, 098, there were 2 bins. And when those bins were opened, 100, which is first, 999, looked like a number of personal effects that were decimals.
Yes, sir.
And number 100, bottom one also had a bunch of personal effects.
Yes.
Do you know what happened to those 2 containers at the scene?
The detectives recovered them.
So detectives took those 2 bins and left the scene.
Correct.
This is exhibit number 101. What are we looking at here?
That was a jacket in one of the closets.
And on the left, well, I guess we'll zoom in just a little bit. On the left side, it looks like it says Reg 64 trays, and on the right side it says Keefe.
Yes.
And if we skip to 103, the back of it is the Southside City Compton.
Yes.
After you collect an item, do you photograph it either at the scene or back in the lab? Number 104. What are you looking at?
That's the photograph that I took of the Compton Street Legend book once I recovered it and taken it back to lab.
And then 105.
It's the back of the same book.
106.
That's the copy of the Vibe magazine after I recovered it and taken it back to lab.
And 107.
That's the date and barcode on the cover.
So it looks like it's the November 96th issue of the Vibe magazine.
Correct.
Oh, ma'am. Here's the open off. So let me show you. State Police Exhibit number 148. Is that your evidence package from that night?
Yes.
And among what else you recovered, would you expect to find both the book and the Vibe magazine inside there had it still been sealed?
Yes.
So let me start first with the Vibe magazine. This is State Police Exhibit number 140. Which is, you recognize the bag on the outside? And what is that?
That's the identifying information that we put on interior packages to include the event number, my P number and initials, the date that it was recovered, and the item number.
Then I'm going to show you now 140A. What is that?
That looks like the Vibe magazine that I recovered.
That's the actual Vibe magazine you wound up recovering out of that house.
That it came from that package, yes.
Move to event 148.
Any objection? No.
I'm going to show you the outside of this. This is, 139. Do you recognize that?
Yes, same identifying information, listing it as my item number.
Pull that item out, what would you expect to find?
The Compton Street Legend.
I'm showing it to you. 139A. Does that appear to be the book?
Yes.
And I want to show you, you took pictures of the front and the back.
Correct.
The back has no picture on it, right?
No photograph now.
Okay, it just has some words.
Yes.
And then if you flip through this entire book, there's no interior pictures in this book. Does that seem accurate?
Yes, sir.
Because I moved in 148.
Objection?
Oh, I think I did move.
You already moved in. Okay, thank you.
I think the rest of this, we were not doing it.
Understood.
I would just pass it.
You may cross.
I have no objection. All of them? Yeah, I don't have an objection.
been a crime scene analyst? And during that time period, these kinds of searches would be standard operating procedure for you.
This is the detectives, yes.
Yeah. And once again, with regards to your training experience, when you are conducting this kind of investigation, you're looking for things of evidentiary value, right?
Yes.
Now, the evidentiary value part, though, is dependent upon what you learn at the scene from the primary officer or the detective that's conducting the search. And so whatever you're doing is within the parameters that they're asking for.
Yes.
Now, in this case, we've seen some pictures of some books and a jacket. Is that correct?
Yes.
And when you arrived on scene, you were on scene for the later half or the latter half of the search.
Yes.
You weren't there for the beginning part of the search.
No.
So the photographs you took are photographs that were of the areas and the rooms in the house after the search had been conducted. Fair to say, of course, is that each room was in disarray.
The search had already been started, yes, sir.
Yeah, and you don't know what they look like prior to you arriving on scene, but definitely after there's things strewn around.
Yes.
In your 9 years of experience as a crime scene analyst, when officers are conducting a search, they typically will be as thorough as they can be to look through everything in an area. Turn those things back to how they found it before they entered into the room or the house.
I would say it depends on the level to which they've moved everything. The entire closet empty, they don't typically put everything back.
They do not typically put everything back.
Not typically, no, sir.
So you don't have any photographs that you took after everything was over where
after they finished searching, but not with everything placed as an officer found it.
I see. And so what you were documenting basically was, for lack of a better word, the thoroughness of each police officer's search of each room.
The state that we left it in when we were clearing, yes.
Okay. Now, some of the things that we were showing in this case, did you ever at any point find electronics or were asked to take pictures of electronics at the residence?
I believe the only electronic item I photoed was a laptop in the shed. All the others were photoed by CSX.
But as far as you know and what you recall, there were electronics found at the house, like say, I don't know, iPads, laptops, that kind of thing.
Laptops, definitely. I'm not sure what other types.
But you're not the crime scene analyst that would have captured that and put that as evidence?
I didn't recover the laptop itself, no, sir.
Okay. And as far as you know, do you know how many electronics were in the house when you were there?
I don't.
Do you know whose responsibility that would have been?
Whoever was in charge of the search warrant, they had it listed on the return.
Okay. And just for the jury's edification, a return is a document that's left at the house or the area to notify the owner that certain items were taken as a result of the search.
Yes.
So it's almost like a receipt.
Yes.
And your job really stops with regards to the actual search itself. You don't do anything further when you go back to your office with Metro or anything like that.
Aside from impounding whatever items, no, sir.
Okay. And just for our edification, when something's impounded, the concern, of course, is to maintain what's called chain of custody, right? Meaning that if you find something on the scene, you want to make sure that that piece of evidence is exactly how it was as you found it at the scene and not molested or changed or anything like that.
Correct.
So sometimes, like in other investigations, you might have gloves on to protect you from transferring DNA or fingerprints onto the actual item of interest.
I'm usually always wearing gloves, but yes, different DNA considerations.
And so when you're telling us that you went back to make sure that certain items were impounded, items that you had taken and put into an evidence bag,
Yes.
you took that to the evidence vault.
I would have sealed it, and then we have a temporary hold that's locked, so I would have sealed it with all the identifying information, and then placed it in that hold, and an evidence technician would have continued the chain of custody.
And in terms of sealing it, you have a certain tape, color tape, that you would put on the opening of the packaging to indicate that it's sealed by you.
Yes, sir. Ours was red, and then I signed that with my initials and the date that I'm sealing it.
I see. And then do you put your initials on the...
Hey, Tammy, now you are right about them books. Them books is worth a whole lot of money now. They are worth a whole lot of money now. They are.
actual tape itself or somewhere on the tape side of the...
Across the tape and the package, so if it's moved, it's evident.
Okay, and now at some point in the future, if someone comes on, they can go into that evidence vault and remove your package out, right?
If they check it out, yes, sir.
And if they were to open it, they would have to open it from some other side of the packaging.
Typically, yes.
And then when they seal it, to return it back to the evidence vault, they would actually put a different type of tape on it to indicate it came from somewhere else.
I've seen red and blue used, so depending on the circumstance, yes.
Okay. Now, the bins of photographs that we see in the pictures, and I think this is State's Exhibit number 199. Sorry. showing you what's been marked and admitted already as State's Exhibit number 100. This is one of the photographs you took.
Yes.
Did you rifle through or look through those photographs to see what was in them?
I did not know.
That would have been somebody else's responsibility.
Yes.
You're just there to take a picture of what was in it. Now, showing you what's been marked and admitted as State's Exhibit number 99. Is this the other bin that was in the garage that you took a picture of?
Yes.
Okay. And once again, these are bins that you are directed to by detectives to take pictures of.
I'm waiting to see the white Cadillac. I'm waiting to see pictures of them with the white Cadillac.
Showing you what's been marked and admitted as State's Exhibit number 98. Do you see over here on the top right, these are the two bins over here that we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Do you see this bin over here?
Yes.
Did you ever take a picture of what was inside that bin?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So the what we have in terms of evidence in this case would have been the State's Exhibit number 99 and 100, but not Exhibit number 98.
I'm sorry, what's your question, sir?
Meaning that we have the open bins for, this would be 99 and 100, but not for this particular bin over here.
As far as items recovered, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I'm showing you, if I may further on, showing you what's been marked as proposed defense exhibits F through W, UU. You can just look through those photographs real quick. Just have a look. There's also, I see those. F through.
Do you want me to have them in the minute next time?
You might want to still review it.
Okay.
All right. And just with regards to the record, this has been admitted by stipulation between the state and the defense, and that would be Defense Exhibit F through Defense Exhibit UU.
They will not be admitted.
It will now be admitted?
Yeah.
Thank you, Hunter. All right, and just for our edification, showing you just for a couple photographs here, this would be Defense Exhibit G. Sure you can see the term. This would have been a photograph taken after the search of the house.
I believe so.
Defense Exhibit I, as in Isaac, is that another photograph taken after the search of the house?
If there's others.
This is Defense Exhibit J, another photograph taken.
Yes.
Along with that, this is Defense Exhibit K, another photograph.
Yes, sir.
Defense Exhibit L.
Yes.
Defense Exhibit M.
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I have no further questions. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anything further by the state?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, is there any questions to this witness? Seeing no hands, Ms. Sullivan, you're free to go. Thank you so much for being with us today.
I just find it quite amazing that they got 2 buckets of pictures of these niggas. You see them niggas with the Elko. You feel me? I don't know if they was throwing up gang signs or not, but if they had this white Cadillac and they did this murder in this white Cadillac, and everybody know they did it in this white Cadillac, where is this nigga Orlando at in pictures with this white Cadillac? Like I said, this is the 90s. Niggas was taking pictures in front of their cars on the regular. Why you ain't never seen a picture of this nigga Orlando with a white Cadillac? I'm just asking. I'm not saying he didn't have one. I'm just saying I believe they did it if I see Orlando in a white Cadillac. Until I see Orlando in the white Cadillac, I can't sit up here and believe that they did it. Because for me, I need proof that these niggas drove this Cadillac from this murder scene on the freeway all the way back to Compton. And the police didn't put out no APB. And if they did put out, if they did have the Cadillac, and that's the one that they murdered this nigga Tupac in, why wasn't nigga they ever stopped? Why wasn't no APB put out?
What's up, Hood?
We talking about right here on the motherfucking highway. Nigga, nobody getting stopped. 4 niggas in the all-white Cadillac. Man, come on, bro. I'm telling you, it just seemed kind of suspicious. Like this paperwork found in the backseat of this nigga car full of invoice for damn near $1 million. And I know y'all gonna try to twist that and be like, oh, that's the $1 million for Diddy. That shit kind of bullshit, B.
Christine Gaddis.
Before this witness testifies.
Hey, shout out Rossi Benson, man. I forgot, man. Shout out Randy Johnson, man. For the shout out Lou Moss too, though, man. For the little gifts, man. Shout out, man. My bad, I forgot. I'm just so I'm so in the midst of the content. And also, I'm just now being able to receive gifts and, you know, the monetize shit. So I'm not really used to that. So, salute, and I appreciate it, man. Keep them coming, man.
You may hear testimony regarding drug trafficking, conspiracy, prior federal conviction, and gang affiliation. None of this is offered to show propensity to commit a crime, and you may not consider it for that purpose or any other purpose. It is only offered to establish credibility of statements made by defendant and motive and identity. All right, come on up.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this section shall be the truth, the whole truth.
I'm not saying, shout out to Joseph M. Black, I'm not saying he kept the car. What I'm saying is, if this is a white Cadillac with 4 niggas in the car that just did a murder, and you heard Idi Amin just take the stand and say that he saw these niggas, he witnessed this car. You feel me? If you witness this nigga in this car and this is what he told the police, why the police ain't put out no APB? I'm not saying that they'll be smart if they kept the car. I'm saying if you want me to believe Orlando and them killed this nigga, Orlando dead. You just found a gang of pictures of this nigga, old school pictures in this nigga Uncle house. I need to see the white Cadillac. That would get me to believe, like, hey, Pharaoh, here go a picture right here of the nigga standing in front of the white Cadillac right here. That will get me to believe it wasn't an assassination, it was a gangland murder. I'm just saying, you want me to believe this invoice that popped up in the back of this nigga Keefe D car worth $1 million? This nigga ain't got none other invoice in his house. But this one invoice is in his car, in his back seat, on the floor. Nah, nigga, that shit don't make no sense. You want me to believe it makes sense? Make it make sense. Nigga, I need to see the white caddy photo. Yeah, that part. Nigga, where's the evidence? This nigga was running his mouth. This what he get. This what he get. Mind you, nigga, if he on trial for Tupac murder, where the car at? Where the car at? To clarify and to validate the whole conspiracy of the white Cadillac, where is a picture of them or his nephew with a white Cadillac? That gives validation to the white Cadillac being present of what Idi Amin and them seen. But you know the reason why it's hard for me to believe that is because, for one, there ain't no picture of no white Cadillac. For two, nigga, all you saw is the arm. This white Cadillac just killed Tupac and it's able to get from Nevada to Compton without no incident. Oh, so the Nevada police ain't, nigga, it ain't no, like I said, nigga, they was under investigation by the government the last 48 hours of Tupac life. So how do they escape, bro? If this ain't a hit, how do they escape, nigga? Somebody knew something. And that's why I say if they did do it, it was still assassination because they was paid for it. They was allowed to get away with it. Again, giving validation to them niggas working with them people.
And that's the truth to help you out.
Yes, I do.
You may be seated.
Thank you.
May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Justine, Justine, Gaddis, Gatus.
Thank you. You may proceed, Mr. Trudeau.
And how are you employed?
I'm homicide detective with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
How long have you been with Metro?
Coming up on 20 years. I've been in homicide for over 8.
And can you describe how homicide is set up at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department?
So we have 4 teams that work active calls. Each team has 6 detectives, and each of those 6 basically we kind of rotate all throughout the entire day of detectives for who gets the next call in order that just kind of comes down the line.
Back in 2023, were you assigned to a particular squad?
Yes, I was.
And who was your sergeant?
Back then I was Igor DeCaro.
Is he still your sergeant today?
Yes, he is.
And on your squad, was there a person by the name of Tupac?
Yes, sir.
At some point, did you become aware that he was investigating the Tupac Shakur homicide?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to direct your attention to July of 2023. Were you present during the execution of the search warrant at the residence?
Yes, I was.
And while you were present for that search warrant, were there 2 bins located in the setup?
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes?
And ultimately impounded. The bins themselves were ultimately released back.
At Metro headquarters, those bins were searched.
Yes.
Certain items were removed.
Yes.
And then those bins were returned.
Correct.
And then who impounded the items that were taken out of that bin?
Detective Mogg.
When did Detective Mogg officially retire from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department?
I want to say it was August. I know it was August of 23, but I think maybe August 12th, 2023.
And sometime after August 12th of 23, in September of 23, did you become aware that this case was indicted by the Clark County Grand Jury?
Yes, sir.
Were you and Sergeant DeCaro assigned a role to assist now investigator Mogg if he needed a peace officer?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go through just some of those things. But on April 23rd of 2026, did you go to the evidence hall?
Yes, I did.
Who was with you at the evidence hall?
You and Mr. Banu, Igor DeCaro, Mike Stamp, his investigator, Aaron Stanton, and I'm sorry, I don't know your name, his female.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's kind of suspect to me that this nigga retired right after he did the investigation at this nigga house. It's kind of suspect to me that they find an invoice upwards towards $980 some $1,000. An invoice is found in the back of this nigga's car on the floor. One invoice. This nigga ain't got an invoice for nothing else. You telling me this nigga kept an invoice, nigga, for 30 years? That nigga deserved to go to jail. And I don't believe he kept no invoice for 30 years. I definitely don't believe the nigga kept no invoice for 30 years. But you found the invoice 30 years later. Man, come on, man. That shit don't even sound believable. And then he retired. So that means he retired on a good note. This what he found. All this, all that. Because, oh, watch that spider. It's a jumping spider right there behind you. Nigga that, you feel me? Nah, don't kill that motherfucker over here, bro. Nah, hold on. Let me get a cut, bro. Nah, don't kill cuz. Nah, I can't kill.
My nigga, you not killing it, nigga.
Oh, cuz. Get away, cuz. Get away, damn. But anyway, you feel me? This nigga ain't kept no motherfucking invoice, bro. And then he retired. To me, it sounds like this nigga trying to hide something by retiring on a good note. Like, that's kind of wild to me, bro.
System permanent. Yes.
Okay. Was football there too?
Yes, it was.
And what was the purpose of us all going down to the vault?
To review the evidence that has been impounded for this case.
This is the trial of Keefe D involvement or non-involvement in the Tupac death, assassination, or murder. That's what's going on. Shout out to Alicia Worse, Patricia, Lucius, Hercules, and Renee Galloway, man. Shout out to y'all for tapping in, man. Salute, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to sub, like, and subscribe. Don't hide. The buttons ain't got no teeth, so go ahead and reach. Support the channel, support your boy, and above all, support the movement. Let's get back to this content.
And were you the peace officer, you and Mr. DeCaro, the peace officers, or Sergeant DeCaro, sorry, the peace officers that were present for purposes of touching the evidence, opening the evidence, reviewing the evidence within events and the scene?
Yep, and then I resealed the evidence. That's correct.
Show you what's been marked as state's proposed exhibit number 132. Is that the original impound from Detective Moggs that we wound up opening and going through everything in?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go through all these. This one I'm going to do last because there's one. Showing you state's proposed exhibit number 135. Was that an item that was in the impound package?
Yes, sir.
Move to admit 135.
Any objection?
No objection.
So admit.
Showing you what's been marked as state's proposed exhibit 136. Is that an item that was in there?
Yes, sir.
Now, state's proposed 134 is a package proposed. Let's go there. For 134 A, B, and D, all within that package.
Yes, sir.
Move to admit. I guess I should do 134 and A through D, so we have the package to keep in there.
Any objection?
No objection. Collected. I think we are all putting in 133, but I don't have marked as 137 A through, I think the last one is U. If you want to briefly flip through those.
It is not.
I think your analysis was in there.
Yes, sir.
Move to admit 136.
Any objection?
Okay.
So admit.
All of those were within this bulk scrap, for lack of a better term.
Yes, sir.
So I want to go through some of these items, and if you put it on the overhead. That's bad. This item 136. I want to place that picture up here, because otherwise it's just going to slide. 136 is actually what appears to be, well, it says an affidavit and a search warrant.
Correct.
From the Compton PD.
Yes, sir.
And it appears that it's dated May 27th of 1997.
Correct.
It appears that it's at 1524 South California Ave in Compton.
Yes, sir.
On the back, there is a handwritten return.
Yes, sir.
One of the items that was recovered, it says number 4, money due bill for the Monte Carlo Casino.
Yes, sir.
Let's go through the items that were in the scrapbook, and then I just messed up their entire order, so I think this doesn't matter which order. Let me just show some of the newspaper articles. So, State Exhibit number 137H.
137?
137H. Do we?
I don't have that listed as a page.
Can I offer everything 137 and 137A through you?
You listed it? Yes,
It'll be admitted at this time.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. By stipulation.
This appears to be an article about Mr. Shakur's death.
Yes, sir.
137G. Another one about the death of Mr. Shakur, and this one's actually dated September 19th of 96.
Yes, sir.
137U. Is another article that was found in there talking about Mr. Knight being kept in jail.
Yes, sir.
137 appears to be a newspaper article about a bad rap for new artists.
That's correct.
137B, an article about Mr. Shakur being in a fight with the MGM.
Yes, sir.
137C, an article about a death row exec didn't leave, and this is from September 14th of 1996.
Yes, sir.
This one. This is 137D. I don't want to peel it back, but I guess we can peel that back. It appears to be the community mourns, and there's a picture of his death that's going to send a strong message to the rap community. It looks like an art industry. And if we, I don't know if I can zoom this in now. It appears to be discussing the death of Tupac Shakur.
He for sure getting mad because it's all the evidence. This is, you gotta remember, man, this is shit that this nigga kept in his house for 30 years. This is shit that they pulled out of 2 bins in his house. Pictures, articles, magazines that this nigga just kept on top of the evidence of him talking bad about Tupac in all these interviews. This alone, the shit that you got at your house points to towards your guilt. And you ain't even the one that pulled the trigger. Same thing make you laugh, same thing make you cry. All publicity ain't good publicity. It might be good for the moment, but when it come to bite you in the ass, that's what outlasts whatever you was given with it. Those little $3,000, $4,000, maybe $5,000 interviews he was doing, that nigga wish he never did it now. He wish he never would have sat up there and got to trolling. This nigga life is on the line. He got grandkids. Everybody talk about, oh, you know what I'm saying, he was doing all this and trying to blackmail for the health. What do you think is happening to that nigga health right now being in jail? If he did have health problems, they are deteriorating even faster. The stress, the food, the air condition, like the mental anguish, is it worth it? Look how he looked. He just looked like, damn, I wish I never did that interview with Vlad. I wish I never would have said when Vlad asked me, well, what did you see when you looked in the car and the shots was going off? Oh, I saw Tupac breakdancing, you know, like he was trying to get in the back seat. Nigga, you put yourself at the scene of a crime, of a murder. Nigga, you think you want somebody to feel bad for you? You got paid to tell that story. Now you getting paid to tell the story. Like, that's what's crazy about it. Nigga, it ain't nobody fault but this nigga fault keeping all them fucking news clippings and shit for all them years. This means if you didn't kill Tupac, you know exactly what happened. Whether you are accessory in the fact, you are for sure by your own accountability making yourself an accessory after the fact with all these interviews. So even if you was, nigga, in cahoots with the police, they let you get away and or the police did it. Guess who's going down for it? Dummy. Now guess who's really going to get away? The real killers. Because they let you be the fall guy. Oh, the one with all the information is the loudest one, is the dumbest one. Yeah, man, let him. How the fuck do an invoice end up in this nigga house for damn near $1 million? Stating payment for shit in Vegas. Man, come on now, bro. And I'm not saying he kept it. I don't believe he kept it. I just believe, nigga, that's a piece of evidence, nigga, that's gonna be another nail in this coffin. Memorabilia? Nigga, who keeps memorabilia? If you kept an everyday article of Tupac to right now, nigga, that shit ain't gonna be worth nothing. Fuck is you keeping these fucking newspaper clippings and magazines for? Doggy boy say I did too much. Nah, nigga, I ain't did too much. That nigga did too much. What kind of fucking gang member nigga keeps nigga incriminating evidence around? And then goes out and gives interviews and say, yeah, Tupac was breakdancing in the back seat. How would you know that, dummy, if you wasn't there? This is what got the nigga locked up. Yeah, and kids, shout out to Isaiah Carleo, man. Prison life is not a joke, man. You feel me? Have goals, stay on the straight path, grab God by the hand and walk with him. All facts, man. Shout out to South Africa, Varado Dawson. Man, much love, man. Shout out to South Africa, man, for staying in. Doggy boy saying he framed. And I'm also saying that the nigga could possibly be framed, nigga, because how do you keep a nigga? I don't know one dummy that would keep an invoice for 30 years. Let alone a gun. I don't give a fuck that nigga kept it for 5. Nigga, that bitch gonna get sold once a nigga get to doing bad. And if niggas say he was doing bad like he was doing bad, nigga, that gun been sold. So why the fuck would this nigga keep an invoice, nigga, for $900,000? I don't believe that. I just don't. All right, my bad, doggy boy, my bad. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I thought you feel me? But even if you do got your own concept, man, your own, narrative, man, I do want to hear it, man. This is a podcast platform to where we don't just smother, you know what I'm saying, one narrative, one agenda, man. I got 5 Let's Talk, man. It's a platform podcast where we keep it fair like a California bear. We ain't California raisins. We ain't doing no hating. You know what I mean? So we gonna always keep it green, man. Even if you don't agree with me, you got the floor. We don't block contents, even if it do get a high content comment or a show comment, I'm gonna always show it, man. So, you know, this ain't my platform. It's all our platform, though, because I couldn't be able to do numbers without y'all. Yeah, he was on VAD too many times talking shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Humanoid Male, man. Yeah, he framed himself. It's not about, you know, I believe, and I am going to go and say this, and I'm with Doggy Boy. I do believe that they did plant that fucking invoice. I did. And if they didn't, and it's his, right? I mean, I'm not going to, what I'm going to say after that? Oh, he did. I'm already saying the nigga did too much to where everything that's coming this way is deserved. He did it. He didn't avoid it. He didn't step on the freeway and say, let me wait till, you know what I'm saying, it slow down. This nigga got out on the freeway in traffic time and ran across the street and got his dumb ass hit. Now look at the nigga in the medical ward in jail, getting rushed, nigga about to lose his natural physical life because he wanted to be famous. Not rich. Not rich. The nigga wanted to be famous. I might understand and I might get it if a nigga want to be rich, or I'm going to hold on to all this type of shit and I'm going to sell it one day. You feel me? But nigga, you did it to get rich. I mean, you did it to be famous. And this is when clout chasing come back to smack you in the ass. He wanted the notoriety. You right. He wanted the notoriety. The nigga didn't want nothing else. The nigga wasn't trying to get on Piers Morgan and shit like that.
It's not that hot. Ain't that hot.
It's bad.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that they found that receipt. I'm not saying he not that stupid, y'all. I'm not saying he not that stupid, but what I am saying is I don't believe that he kept that invoice, man. Remember, everybody said it was a check. Gene Deal said he seen the check. He said that he was supposed to get $1 million check. Other niggas at Bad Boy said it was a check. So where does a $980,000 invoice come from? Somebody trying to make this nigga look bad. If he kept all this other shit, for sure, y'all, see, this is what y'all gotta also understand. In the court of evidence, to be found guilty, it is based on the preponderance of evidence. And this is what you gotta, and you must realize, what is preponderance? It's in the word. Pondering. Who ponders? Nigga, the jury, the judge. So based on their preponderance of evidence, more than likely you are guilty of having this invoice. You see how that works? Based on the preponderance of evidence. That isn't fact. That means based on that you have these news clippings and these 30-year-old magazines, more than likely you kept this invoice for $980,000. Which they are trying to validate and clarify this into the involvement of killing Tupac. That bucket don't. Them is pictures. But if I can get you to believe that he's a hoarder in these pictures, I can get you to believe that that nigga kept this motherfucking invoice. Yeah, so now you get it, doggy boy, you feel me? You know, they say the only way a man would keep the invoice is to have proof that he was paid to do it, so the finger could be pointed at the person that paid him. This is the thing, the nigga was begging Puffy. It ain't like he was telling Puffy, hey nigga, you know I got that invoice. He was saying, show some love, brother love. You know I looked out for you. I mean, this nigga was begging. This nigga ain't had no fucking evidence. And if he did have evidence, I mean, I could see why he didn't go to the police, you know, because the nigga already hated Tupac and Death Row, so it makes sense. And nigga, I don't think the nigga getting 25 to life. That nigga getting buried. You feel me? Everybody seen that nigga videos, doggy boy. Antonio Walker say he talked too much. Exactly. He talked entirely too much. He put himself in this own spectrum. He wanted to be famous for this, right? This is what he wanted his name connected to. It's connected to it now. Unanimously. It ain't no doubt. And when you bring up Tupac, for sure you gonna bring up Keefe D, the stupid criminal. For sure you is.
Star rapper Tupac Shakur badly wounded is a newspaper article.
That's correct.
Are you aware that Tupac Shakur died on September 13th?
Yes, sir.
So this appears to be prior to September 13th.
Yes, sir.
137F. Back out just a little bit. There's an article about police raids targeting or sparked by Shakur's death. And this one actually has a handwritten date that says 9/3 of 96.
10/3 of 96.
I'm sorry, 10/3 of 96.
Yes, sir.
This real-time evidence, this is the shit that this nigga kept. This is what he kept.
137I. This one is rappers and Muslims gather for peace, and it's dated September 23rd of 1996.
That's correct.
137J. Here's the article titled Night, related to Suge Knight.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, see one thing. 137K. Discusses the death of Mr. Shakur on the back. $137L. This appears to be an article about the death of Biggie Smalls.
Yes, sir.
137A, or sorry, 37M. This one says, man who fought with Shakur on videotape is released.
Correct.
If we zoom in, discusses the arrest of Orlando Anderson for a different crime, as well as discussion of retaliation in the neighborhood.
You thought I was gonna come back to work after that? No.
137N. There's an article about gangster rapper former Notorious B.I.G. James Lund. 137O. An article about gang ties suspected villains.
Yes, sir.
137P. An article from September 16th, 1996, obviously related to Tupac.
Yes, sir.
137Q. This is about a rap lawyer's contending detective lie.
Yes, sir.
And it starts off with, they seek dismissal of judge's ruling in probation case saying Las Vegas investigator committed perjury about Marion Suge Knight's alleged role in the assault before Tupac Shakur's lane.
Yes, sir.
This appears to be sort of a combination of both Biggie and Tupac's murder, but bullet riddled rap is how it's done.
That's right.
And then it says the rivalry escalated despite so-called truce.
That's correct.
Just a couple more. Detective 137S. An article entitled Living Dangerously.
Yes, sir.
It appears to be looking really close to the bottom. This is from People magazine in September 23rd, 1996.
That's correct.
137T, the last on this one. An article entitled on March 10th of 1997, No Easy Answers for Violence and Gangster Rap.
That's correct. I Metro separately to do cold cases.
Just, this nigga just set up, you know, it's a lot to go through. I kind of like already watched a lot of it. It's just the evidence, the mountain evidence that he kept in his home is damaging. But what is crazy is that what I really wanted to get to is that invoice. The things that were on that invoice. It's in his car, on the back floor, the seat of his car. And I know people would say he kept all these clippings, he kept all this type of shit. For sure he kept that invoice. For sure. And the thing about that is, if he did, then he deserves to go to jail. Hold on. He deserves to go to jail.
In terms of, you said in 1983 you became a patrol officer and you were patrolling Compton, which had you responding to a lot of gang-related calls. Is that fair to say? That's correct. And then in
really what we saw, man, is just a bunch of mounting evidence. And like I said, y'all gotta remember that when you dealing with this type of atmosphere and dealing with the courts, it's based on the preponderance of evidence. And a lot of people are convicted off of preponderance of evidence. This is what I believe, even though it's not proven that invoice is yours. Even though I have no proof that you kept that. You kept all these other clippings. That's what they are poking holes at. They are trying to poke holes at the fact of him keeping all of this. Then he had this invoice to blackmail. But to blackmail who? All he had to do, back channel Diddy, get him that invoice, and you know what's gonna happen after that. You gonna get paid or you gonna get laid to rest? He was begging Diddy, may I remind you guys, show some love, brother love. I looked out for you, took care of them problems, show some love, brother love. This is what the nigga was saying. So that gets me to believe he may know something, but that nigga ain't got no motherfucking invoice damn near worth no $1 million from Diddy. That invoice is to bring about reasonable doubt. Does this nigga have? Did he get? Was he? You feel what I'm saying? It's to raise reasonable doubt. And you gotta really ask yourself, who keeps a fucking invoice for 30 years? And I know the first thing you're gonna say, but he kept those newspaper clippings. That's what the person who planted it there wants you to think. We have yet to hear his involvement in the car. We have yet to hear him telling people that he was in the front seat and he passed the gun, according to his own words. We are watching evidence, or what they presume to be evidence, of a lot of old clippings. Oh, he hated Pac this much. He killed him. He kept all these clippings. This is why he would have kept an invoice. If he kept an invoice, he never needed to go to the internet. He never needed to go to the internet if he kept an invoice. Just to keep it 100. You know who it was from. Nothing. You know, I don't believe that invoice is from, but I do believe he was supposed to get paid and never got paid. I believe that story is true. The nigga who Puffy gave the check to never gave it to the niggas. He ran off. You gotta think, nigga, this is 96. $1 million in 96 was worth more then than it is now. I can tell you that much. And if you running off with $1 million check that you ain't gotta split with nobody, see, now it comes in, who was the check given to? Remember, Keefe D, the dummy, said he never received nothing from the $1 million. He was supposed to get paid, but he never got paid. That nigga ran off. Why is everybody talking about a check again? I'm gonna say this. Why is everybody in the industry talking about a check, but yet we find an invoice? Why are we talking about memorabilia of 30-year-old memorabilia? Why are we talking about 30-year-old memorabilia and trying to get everybody to believe in this invoice? Why are we not talking about Keefe D being in the front seat passing that gun of his own statement? We don't need to do all of this, nigga. Go to the Vlad interviews. Go to the rest of the interviews. Nigga, this shit should take a week, nigga. You really want to convict this nigga about something, nigga, take a week. Nigga, play the interview, nigga. Go to the jury, nigga, see what the jury say. This is what he said. Fuck the preponderance. I wonder why, nigga, they coming out with all this bullshit. And is it because they gotta make it look good now because he said he's willing to do the time for it? That he's willing to be found guilty for Tupac's murder and get paid and receive an disclosed amount of money, maybe possibly could be in the tens of millions? Because you got to remember, once Keefe D, the dummy, goes down, the Tupac murder assassination is going to be put to rest. This is what y'all missing here. Once the gavel comes down guilty on Keefe D, that means the Tupac murder investigation disappears forever. Do you understand that? Are you really ready for that? Because you're not ready for that because you know it's bigger than Keefe D, the dummy. You know that. How you know that? You just don't know that you know. Keefe D done told on himself 10 million times why he ain't in prison with a life sentence. Shout out R30 4045, man, for the rose. Good looking out, man. Good looking out. Hey, you know what it is, man. Definitely don't forget, man. You know what I'm saying? Gifts, badges, subscriptions, memberships is being sold now, man, on the channel. It took us 8 years to get here. We finally here. I guess they gonna say they done blocking this, and you know, basically what I've been saying got some type of truth to it. So now they allowing me to do this, and you know, support the channel, support your boy, and above all, man, support the movement. But it just, I find it queer, really odd to me that we are talking about memorabilia of 3 decades that been sitting in boxes, but yet we don't see no motherfucking white Cadillac. We don't see a picture of a white Cadillac. We don't see Orlando and them surrounding a white Cadillac. But we got pictures of all these clippings of Tupac being killed and all this and all that. And we got this invoice that was found in this back seat on the floor. Huh? What? Where's the murder weapon if he kept all that? Where's the car if he kept all that? What up, Dookie Woops?
What?
I wanted to play with you.
You feel me? It's bigger than Keefe D, man. I definitely believe R30 is definitely the government, man. It is people that was in law enforcement that actually helped them get away. All the pictures that night belonged to one media group, which is weird. They bought all the pictures that night that had to do with the investigation of the people taking pictures that night. They are all owned by one media group. So now when you own all the pictures, you are able to release what you want to release, which gives me quite suspicion of why would people sell these motherfuckers. This ain't even during TMZ times. It's 1996. So why would you go to these people on the streets that's taking pictures, finding out who took these pictures, and offering to buy the actual pictures from them? Why? Sounds like you're trying to control a narrative to me. That's what it sounds like to me. So when you try to creep, man, I need to took my motherfucking goddamn lighter, cuz. Damn.
You use this one.
Mark ass nigga.
Fuck he did.
You want me to say something to him?
He out there? Tell cuz give him my lighter.
I ain't gonna always have to talk about me the porch.
But yeah, it's definitely bigger than Keefe D the dummy. Like I said, how was this nigga able, how was the Cadillac able to get away? How? It drove over 400 miles not being stopped by no police that was investigating a high-profile murder / assassination, knowing the Compton Crips was in the building, who just, like, a white Cadillac, being under surveillance from the government the last 48 hours of his life, but yet they didn't capture the people that pulled the trigger. That's suspect activity, bro. That for sure leads to complicity of bigger than Keefe D the dummy. And like I said, oh shit, I fucking wet. I wet my cigarette. And like I said, Keefe D, why would you keep all this shit? I feel like the nigga was hoping to be able to, you know what I'm saying? I think it was just really his hatred, because he didn't have no way to really blackmail nobody. Because if he did, he wouldn't be doing it through Vlad. Use your brain. Somebody needed to be the fall guy to put Tupac's murder to rest. And if y'all go for Tupac's murder of Keefe D in the Orlando situation being the prime suspects, y'all gonna fall for some bullshit for the murder of Biggie Smalls. Watch, I'm telling y'all. They gonna come out with some bullshit. Oh yeah, it was Hector Martinez, whose name used to be Fidel Suarez, that was selling drugs, that started to sell drugs to Big Meats. They gonna tell y'all some far-fetched shit like story like that, and y'all gonna believe it. Real talk. Because they don't need Vlad to testify. Everything that he told Vlad is already out there for public consumption. But this is the thing. They don't just use Vlad's shit as in this is what he told Vlad. This is what goes into the investigation. The shit that Vlad allows to say on his podcast is what starts the investigation. Not what's on the, and that's what, not what he's saying on the interview. It's what digs deeper into the investigation. That's how that nigga get niggas locked up. And motherfuckers don't understand that yet. Yeah, the Cadillac vanished after the mission was complete. But yet they find another BMW just like Tupac's that was supposed to be the getaway car to make you believe that Tupac was supposed to disappear and could possibly still be alive. Y'all find that, but y'all can't find the Cadillac? He got a bucket of pictures. His nephew is the nigga that's allegedly supposed to have killed Tupac, but yet y'all don't got him in no picture in front of no white Cadillac? Come on now. Gotta use y'all mind. To control the narrative. It's to control the narrative. Everybody want to talk about agendas and narratives. This, if they get Keefe D to go down for Tupac's murder, the narrative has been controlled. They are not bringing up nothing that nobody else said. They are totally focusing on the photo white Cadillac and Keefe D. Not nothing that the other investigator wrote in his book about the other people. They ain't going after the other shit that they said and found in Biggie Smalls' murder. So why the fuck would you think they gonna do with the the Tupac's murder when they got Keefe D the dummy to pin it on? The fall guy. And mind you, after this nigga falls for this motherfucking after he falls for this murder, it's a wrap. And mysteriously, some way they find somebody to go down for Biggie murder. Watch what I tell y'all. Hey, R30, you can say big ass on the podcast, man. I ain't gonna block you, man. You don't get blocked for that. Yeah, man. Big Caddy just vanished right into the government garage. You goddamn right. You feel me? Humanoid male says the government didn't have anything to do with it. Pac lost his political power when he started being a gangster. And this is what y'all fail to realize, man. Pac had beef in New York before he came to California. Y'all forgot, nigga, that's why he got shot up, because the nigga wasn't gonna be no pussy. Y'all keep trying to paint this narrative of Tupac being a gangster after he comes to California. This nigga it's already said that Tupac was wild in New York. He probably wasn't the toughest gangster, but he was a recognized one of the wild boys. Why do y'all keep trying to paint this narrative that he became a gangster coming to the West Coast? Even after that nigga came to the West Coast, you look at his attire, you look at his outfits, the way he dressed, and look at DMX, and you can't tell me them niggas ain't the same. Tupac, oh shit, it's tripping again, humanoid. It won't let me show the comment, but I'm gonna read it. It says, then he got himself smoked trying to gangbang, no conspiracy necessary. That's the way the government was able to use it and make the people think that it wasn't an assassination, that they wasn't after him. Everybody falls to their mistakes. If you think Nipsey Hussle was killed for calling this nigga a snitch or some shit, somebody told that nigga Nipsey he was snitching in order, knowing this nigga wasn't gonna like this and knowing that this could possibly get him killed. Why you think this nigga was out of all the time he was disappeared, all of a sudden he reinvents himself only to come back to kill Nip? That's what they want you to believe. That's what they want you to believe, bro. Gangster rap, he was rapping revolutionary on the East Coast, facts. He was rapping revolutionary on the West. Like, where do you think Brenda's Got a Baby came from? That wasn't on the East. That wasn't on the East, nigga. That's when he was down with Digital Underground. Like, know your facts, bro. I ain't mad at you. It's your narrative. It's your agenda. It's the knowledge that you ascertain. But it's not correct information, bro. Brenda Got a Baby came from when he was on the West Coast. That's political. R30 say Puffy was around when and involved in both Tupac shootings. And that's what's crazy. Puffy name is involved in both of these things. What is the common denominator besides Tupac? Not Keefe D. It's Puffy. And who clarifies that narrative? Keefe D the dummy. If Keefe D the dummy didn't continuously put it out there, it would be speculation and conspiracy. But Keefe D put it out there, giving validity and clarification to his involvement, possibly. I'm not saying Tupac wasn't done by, being a victim or thinking that his loyalty had to be proven through gang ties. I'm not saying that. I will agree that that was a dumb move, but also, you gotta understand. Give me a quick second, man. Alright, I'm back, man. You know, just had too much noise of the trash man in the background. But, you know, I'm not saying it wasn't a dumb move. But just like Nipsey, see what Nipsey, how Nipsey got himself killed, because if Nipsey was thinking, he wouldn't have told Shitty he was a snitch. He wouldn't have told him. Somebody put that in his mind for that to happen. The same thing with Tupac. Whoever told Tupac, them the niggas that took the chain, is the nigga, that nigga wanted certain shit to happen. Remember, one of the niggas that was around Tupac was a well informant. He was a CIA informant. You forget this. Let's not forget certain shit that transpired. And I'm not saying we don't want to see the heroes die regularly. Just like Nip, they used a regular situation to target somebody they wanted to get out of the way. That's what happened. You feel me? Nothing. 2883 says the man was well-rounded. Bottom line, just because he went to school and did some positive thing doesn't make him less of a man. Not at all. That makes him more of a man. When you achieve shit in life, that's what makes you more of a man. That doesn't make you more pussy because you went to Juilliard, because you were, you know, you were in the performing arts school, you was in acting school. That don't make you pussy. That make you trying to acquire the American dream or to acquire your dream. We have got so turned backwards that if you do these type of things, you a bitch. Or you soft. But Tupac was faced with these with being soft because he was doing these things on the East Coast. So if he was faced with him on the East Coast and he was reacting to him, why he wasn't gangster? If we call nigga getting into shit gangster, why he wasn't gangster? R30 calls him the modern day Lee Harvey Oswald. You goddamn right. You damn right, R30. He says, they didn't need Pac out of the way. He took himself out of the way. He was an activist and then turned gangster and destroyed his power base. Humanoid, man. Humanoid male. Each his own, man. And I see the narrative and I see, you know, why you believe that. But when you start to believe that, when you start to understand how was these people able to get away? If Orlando and Keefe D and his cohorts are the people that killed Tupac, why were they never taken in, questioned, custody, booked? Why were they always just allowed to be free on the streets? Why were they killed on the streets? Like they were never allowed to be taken in and investigated. Why weren't they investigated if their names were prime suspects in this murder? You gotta think somewhere. Hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Pharaoh the God, always on the job. I got 5 Let's Talk. As always, it's real talk, raw talk, and you know it's that time again to bring this show to a close, man. I appreciate everybody rocking with us today. in retrospect of today's podcast, man, my agenda, if I have one, or a narrative, is to question why would this man have an invoice for $987,000 in his car, but don't have the Cadillac nor the weapon? If you want me to believe through these clippings of Tupac getting shot in the hospital and all this, he even has a clipping that Tupac was killed days before it was even published out. It was even actually released. So if he has this type of content in his house, they're trying to get you to believe that he has this invoice in his house. But if he has this invoice, where is the gun? Where is the picture of Orlando Brown in front of a Cadillac? This is what I'm gonna say. I believe he protected somebody, and it's not just Puffy. That's what I actually believe. You feel me? R30 definitely appreciated for the good show, man. Humanoid Male says you made great points, question everything, subscribe, man. Salute, man, to Humanoid Male for the subscribe, man. Definitely appreciate making you a fan of the page, man. And I'm not here, like, I don't like Keefe D. I don't like what he did. I don't like what he was involved with. But one thing I want people to understand is to, like you say, Humanoid Male, question everything. Question everything. Why he has this, why he doesn't have that. Let's play Connect 4. Let's play Tetris. Let's put the puzzle together. And if we missing a piece, the puzzle can't be completed. Everybody has a narrative of Tupac. That's cool. But what I want to give question to and put big question mark is, who is Keefe D really protecting? Because if Keefe D goes down for this murder, y'all, I'm going to say it again. If he goes down for this murder, it's a wrap on the Tupac murder history, involvement, mystery, investigation. Shout out to R30, man. Hey, salute to R30 for the sub, man. Definitely appreciate y'all for the subs, for the likes, and for the indulgement, man. Supporting the movement goes a long way, man. I got t-shirts and things coming soon. I'm just, like I said, I'm just now, after 8 years, being able to get somewhat monetized and be able to sell shit. So I don't know how to do that yet, man. This ain't no big old conglomerate. It's just me, and sometimes I have co-hosts, man. So I definitely appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Dolph. Oh, man. I spoke on Dolph as well, man. You feel me? Even the shooters, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does all this go untooken for? How are these people able to get away for this long, but everybody knows where they're at? Somebody had to be paid off for this to happen. Also, you have to remember, Dolph was an independent artist. He actually showed you how to come up from selling whatever type of merch you got. Nigga, stay independent, stay down for the grind. You gonna turn dirt into diamonds. He owned more liquid assets and more money than Yo Gotti did. Who has more to gain by getting the independent artists out the way? And this is also what, you know, Tupac was going through. Idi Amin said it. He was finna make his own record label. So I believe somebody brought it to Suge Knight. And Suge Knight was like, shit, I'm gonna get paid for it? No problem. I'll go with the boo-hoos, this my little bro, all this and all that. But nigga, that nigga too. All this that he got these secret recordings and this and that and this and that. You wasn't Tupac friend, nigga, because if you was Tupac friend, nigga, you would have really gave it up. If the police killed this nigga, it ain't no snitching involved. Nigga, fuck the police. But nigga, didn't none of you niggas do that because you niggas went with the narrative because you niggas was paid off. That's why. R30 says anytime people get away like in these high profile shooting, government is involved. Mandatory. You feel me? I'm gonna do this until 2 o'clock Pacific time, which means we got 8 more minutes before I end the live, man. So any questions about today's content or anything else, you know, or if you abreast yourself to the channel, let me know. Let's talk about it. If you haven't abreast yourself to the channel, I got 5 Let's Talk the Platform podcast. Please feel free to do so, man. Just like today's podcast, man, I bring about a different way of looking at things, man, a different outcome to give your mind a different algorithm. Because the algorithm that your mind has right now is detrimental to your very existence and survival. You gotta know how to, when things start happening, you gotta know how to look at them different. You can't let them pull the wool over your eyes anymore. Why? Because these are the people they want you to look up to. And if they can get these people to fall and drop the bricks, they can get you to do the same thing. So, salute to everybody, man. You know, a special shout out, though, to R30 for the rose, man. Shout out to Doggy Boy for the trophy, man. Shout out to my boy Rosin Benson for the emoji, man. You know, shout out Randy Johnson for the emoji, man. It's all good. I definitely appreciate the trolls, the enemies, the frenemies, and even the police that's in here, man. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the comments, man. Thank you for supporting the channel, supporting your boy. And above all, y'all know the deal, supporting the motherfucking movement. Y'all know the motto, y'all know the lingo. Take care of each other. And if you can't do that, take care of your motherfucking self. Stay tuned, man. For 12 o'clock tonight, we gonna be running the content when I get off work. And what we left off from today. So stay tuned to 11:59 tonight, 12 o'clock tomorrow morning. I will be going live. We out.